Salesforce Earnings. With all of these acquisitions that they're doing and all of this pandemonium, we know SaaS is hot out there because it's the easiest way for enterprises to get it through COVID, and all SaaS was hot. But were they able to start pulling some of these other company acquisitions and investments together?
Yeah, look, Pat, you and I have been both, complimentary towards Salesforce as one of the companies that, originally really drove the SaaS conversation forward. But I've also been a critic, very notably. At one time, I even suggested Microsoft could be gaining ground. And based on percent growth of its SaaS products, it has been. But you also have to remember, we have that same conversation about AWS and Google, when Google's growing a lot faster, but AWS has a much bigger business. There's a similarity of what's going on here. So the sustained growth is really going to matter. This quarter, the company delivered on the top line, had a very strong beat on the bottom line. But what I was looking for, Pat, in the last quarter, I've been very focused on the company's platform business. We're seeing a fairly consistent result coming out of its Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Those are kind of what I call the legacy core Salesforce products, and by the way, they're growing double digits, still 11% for sales, 20% for service. So it's not slow, but its largest category is now what it considers platform. And its two fastest growing are platform and then its marketing and commerce business. Not surprising that marketing and commerce is growing fast following COVID and the whole stay-at-home trade. But the platform's been one of those things that's been a little murkier. After the Tableau acquisition, I kind of raised a question: is this company going to go hybrid? Because it used to be the We Love Software company. It used to be the company that did everything in the cloud. Software is easy. All you need is a web browser. Well, Tableau and MuleSoft are hybrid integrations. They're basically connecting data warehouses and sources to business intelligence and AI. And it wasn't a straightforward thing. And going forward, that's where Salesforce really has had to work on building a platform to make its solutions more extensible. And so what happened this quarter, Pat, that's really worth noting is the company, for the first time since the acquisitions of Tableau and MuleSoft, broke out those particular business units' performance for the quarter. And what's interesting is of the 1.7 billion or so of business done in platform, a little over half of it was done by MuleSoft, a little under half of it was done by MuleSoft and Tableau. But this is what I was looking for. Are these investments paying off for investors and for its customers? Well, Tableau came in at 394 million on a 38% growth year over year this quarter. MuleSoft saw 380 million and 49% growth. So my early inclination is that with that growth rate, usurping all of the segments individually for Salesforce, is that at this juncture, these investments are paying off. The platform and the ability for customers to go hybrid and utilize these tools is clearly adding some net revenue expansion. It's, as I see it, what's most likely is their pure SaaS and legacy customers are starting to adopt the hybrid tools and expanding, and it's adding revenue to existing customers. Of course, it also brought in a subset of customers because you can still run Tableau on another system. And that's one of the things a lot of people maybe don't realize. You don't have to be a Salesforce user to be a Tableau user. But over time, I think it was always about extensibility. The only other thing I'll add, Slack deal is still out there. The Slack deal is a big deal. It's a $27 billion deal. And Pat, I'm sure that was the thing you were waiting to see if I wouldn't talk about, so you could. But I'll leave it there. I'll turn it over. It was a good quarter for Salesforce.
Man, I have been impressed with Salesforce's ability to rack up the numbers. You know, I really want to see post-COVID because, listen, was there a SaaS property that wasn't hot during COVID? I mean, name one. You know, I mean, I can't think of any. So, you know, I don't think that's very special. I do think the Slack acquisition is going to be a bottomless pit because if trying to separate chat from other things like productivity, good luck with that. You know, there was a reason that Slack allowed itself to be acquired. It's because they saw the writing on the wall with Microsoft. And now it's up to Salesforce to put additive value against that, I would say beyond having a massive sales force and turn it into, you have to become a productivity property. And I just don't know. I don't know how that works, Daniel. Maybe it's through APIs into Microsoft and into Google. But right now, there's really only two productivity solutions out there, and I would say three if we're counting Zoho for smaller entities who are looking from top to bottom. But good luck. I think this is going to be a money pit, and they're going to have to keep on investing. But listen, for the sake of investors, I hope I'm wrong.